Hey guys, welcome to the album review. Sharing a drink with Matt. Today I'm reviewing the Convict Class new album. Let's chat.
Hey, Matt.
Hey mate. How are
How you
you?
going, mate? Well, hang on.
Yep, there's your hand. Hey fellas.
The sound. Sorry, mate. We're just trying to get the sound sorted.
Yeah, I can
The
hear
blue
you.
one on the left speaker.
Oh, no, that's Bluetooth.
Oh, is it?
No, that's not it. Hey, mate, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I've heard you from the beginning. Can you hear me?
We can't hear you, mate.
Okay.
Maybe your audio might be off, Matt.
Um,
Hey, mate.
can you hear me now?
Hey. Sorry, mate. Just got a phone call. Everything
now?
looks
Can you
right
hear
from
me?
our end, but we can't hear you for some reason.
All right.
Have you got it on mute,
says he
Matt?
can hear me, but you can't hear me.
Just give us a thumbs up if you can hear us, Matt. Yeah, for some reason we can't hear you. I'm not sure why. Everything seems to be working fine.
Yeah, it seems.
I'll just try something else, won't you, sec?
All right.
Yeah, that's better.
Can you
It
hear
might
now?
be this microphone thing that we're trying to use. It's not allowing the sound.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can now, mate.
Can you hear us without the microphone?
Yep, I can still hear you.
Yep. Might have to do it like that then. Just move it.
Yeah, I might have to just move it a little bit closer. Put that microphone off.
Nice man cave you got there.
Yeah. You want to look round, mate? We'll
Yeah, I'd love to.
give you a full view. Bar where all the fun happens. Practice area. No, we're just about to have a jam when we finish having an interview with you, mate. So everything's all set up, ready to go. So yeah, that's a
Excellent.
man cave, mate.
Yeah. What part of
Headquarters.
England are you from?
South Yorkshire, mate, Doncaster originally.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've been out here 25 years, mate. But yeah.
Much of a difference in the music scene over there?
Yeah. Well, I used to play in a band years ago in the UK, a band called the Adolescents UK. Don't know if you ever come across them.
Yep.
Yeah, my mate Jez, who passed away a couple of years ago, he ended up playing with the Fog Club.
Yep.
But I was probably about 88, 89, around that sort of era, Matt.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, I remember the Adolescents, definitely.
Yeah.
I usually ask this on a normal interview, but where did the name come from?
Oh, Convict Class. A mate of mine in Melbourne said, come on, you got it. We had a heap of names that we were kind of mulling over, and a mate of mine in Melbourne kind of gave us the idea. He said, no, you've got to have something Australian. You're an Aussie punk band. So I think he said something Convicts. And then it just, kind of came to me, Convict Class.
And some of us may have relatives that accidentally borrowed spoons back in the day that required us to be in this lovely country.
And when we travel, we prefer to travel with chains around our ankles. Convict Class all the way.
So, obviously, this is not your first radio. When you went into the studio on this one, what Did you do anything differently? Did you guys
This
do it in?
actually was our first recording that we did, and we'd initially intended to do 4 songs, but we banged through them pretty quick, so we did a couple more.
No worries.
So initially it was supposed to be a demo, just to send out to promoters, you know, and the like, radio stations, whatever, just to try and get our name out there. But when we got the recording back, we realised how good it was and thought, this ain't a demo, this is, you know, pretty damn good. So we decided that's part of the reason why it was called Demolition.
And we realised when we got into the recording studio that we're a lot more oiled machine than we thought we were.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
Yeah.
And the good thing when we did recording as well, like I've recorded years ago, Benny has as well, and that. But last time I recorded years ago, it was all the tracks were laid down separately, and the guy we did it with this time, Matt as well. It was Joe. Was it Joe? Joe. Sorry.
Joe.
He just did it all. We all recorded at the same time, so it was played live and recorded sort of live, but in the studio. And then the only thing we added afterwards was the vocals and backing vocals. Just re-recorded it top. So a real good way of doing it because everyone's sort of in time and it just flows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you guys have the wheel? Was it like all in your hands, or was you know the producer?
To a certain extent. I mean, like Al said, we're all pretty new to it. Al's recorded before, and you know, we kind of had an idea of how we wanted it to sound. Joey, the guy that recorded, has never really recorded this genre before, so we had to guide him a little bit in how we wanted the sound to come out. But essentially, yeah, we probably had the reins to a certain extent, but then Joe, he's the guy with the expertise, so he pretty much nailed what we were after. So it was great.
Excellent. Yeah, that works good when that happens.
Yeah.
So who writes the songs? Is it the lot of yous or just one of yous?
Oh, look, it's a partnership. I mean, we all kind of have our contribution in some way, shape, or form. But you know, me and Al, well, Al's obviously the drummer, but I don't play an instrument. So you know, I try to listen to the music, and the boys already had a body of work before I joined the band last October. So October 21, they had about 10 songs they'd already, you know, put together, but just didn't have lyrics to it. So I went away from that, started putting lyrics to it, and then we refined it. And a lot of our stuff comes from ideas that we all talk about, and it really is a good collaboration.
So a good example of that is Al walked in, put some paper down with lyrics on it. I took one look at the lyrics and go, actually, I've got a really good set of riffs that'll go with this. And then with a little bit of fine tweaking, it comes together really relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And then if I write lyrics as well, if I've written a song, Shane will tweak it to suit his vocal style. Because being a drummer, not a singer, sometimes you write words that don't fit, come out your mouth properly. So yeah, bit of a collaboration. We usually get there in the end, and we usually end up with hopefully what we think is a cracking song.
Yeah.
Yep. So obviously you've played this live. What are the punters? Are they accepting these songs, or are you getting good feedback?
I'll give you a quick example. We're playing actually as well. We're doing our CD launch. One True God is one of our songs. Obviously, it's a bit of an anti-religious sort of song. We played that in Croydon, which is a very Catholic sort of town. Mate, went down a storm. They loved it.
Oh, man.
We're playing there again for our CD launch.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, look, we are getting really good feedback through our social media pages, you know, and at shows where we're getting really good feedback about our sound. Early hours of this morning, we aired on Birmingham radio in the UK. That's 3 weeks in a row now that they've played our tunes.
Wow.
We've actually sent a heap of CDs over to the UK in the last week. So we're finding that sound that we have, which isn't a deliberate sound, it's just our sound, does resonate with a lot of your old school punk rockers from the late 70s and early 80s.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, well, that the sound you have got that sound. Like I was listening to it last night, and you do have that old school sound, like in your face punk rock. Which, yeah, I was quite yeah. Anyway, so fuck me. You tell us about the album. Tell us about everything.
Yeah, no worries. I'll let the other boys talk because I talk enough. I've got the gift of the gab.
Well, I'll talk about the first song if you want. So the 6 songs on there, obviously. The first one, We Are Not, that's our sort of song we always open the set with. And the idea for that came from when I recorded 30 years ago, on the back of the EP, it had a picture of all the band, and then it had like a comment underneath. It was like guitarist, not bloody, I don't know, Cosy Powell or whatever. I can't remember what it was, what the bands were. And it was drummer, not Keith Moon. And, not, so that sort of idea came from there because this is what we're not. And then it was just about what we're not and what we are. No bullshit. We are what we are. If you don't like it, hard luck. If you do, all the best.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. That was the first song.
Yeah. So yeah, the second track off the CD, Media, was just probably like I say, a lot of our gigs I've got a few anger management issues. So
it's not anger, Shane, it's passion.
That's right.
There's a difference.
And it was my distaste for the media. I hate how they shove their beliefs down everyone's throats. Working in a big workforce that I do, I hear a lot of, especially the younger people, talking about, oh, did you see that on the news last night? And they actually listen to it like it's gospel. They don't realise that the news are actually feeding us what they want us to hear. So,
for sure.
Yeah, so look, that song was pretty easy to write. It was one of those songs where I came in with it written, and I said to Ben, this is a song idea that I've got, and within about half an hour we were playing it.
I reckon it's probably less than that.
Probably less than that, yeah.
There was another one of them lucky songs where I looked at the lyrics and it's like, actually, I reckon I've got a riff that'll go with this. So,
We're actually lucky we've got a freak who can play the guitar and pretty much just put it to anything, mate. He's a bit of a freak, Ben, but we love him.
I may have some issues. Playing guitar is, you can either be masturbating or playing guitar. If you can do both, then, you're on a good wicket, and I'm achieving both quite well.
He's a very good masturbator. Not that we've seen it, but
the guitar's coming along second best, so a bit more fingering on him.
It's good to hear that you use both hands while masturbating too. So.
Well, look, you've got a half-time change sides and shake it up a bit, otherwise it gets boring. I've been with the same lump,
That's what, same law. That's why he's got fucking 100 guitars.
Yeah.
And very hairy palms.
Likes to mix it up.
I think you'll have to write a song about that one for the next album.
We have got a song that we've probably got 12 songs and obviously 6 are on the EP, but we have got a song about, it's called Loser. It's about a guy that loves to sit in his bedroom playing games, watching porn and smoking bongs and beating off.
Saved me when I was 16.
I think we've all got one mate like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got a son like that. Yeah, no,
There's
he's
nothing
bad.
wrong with that.
No, fuck that. It's milk, mate. Milk goes off, it's got to come out. It's got to come out, or it's going to go off.
It does go off. It curdles.
I think
yes, it does.
I'll let Shane talk about "Stand My Ground." That's the next song off the EP.
Yeah, well, that's one that Stenny wrote about being bullied at work, and we love this song. It just goes off live as well, and we've just done a film clip for it. It's up on YouTube, and yeah.
And
I think I'll be looking for that.
DC Angel style riffs.
Yeah.
And it is probably our most powerful song, and a lot of people can resonate with the message in it.
Yeah, for sure. Did you watch the link that I sent through to you for the video of Stand My Ground yet?
Yeah.
No, we're really happy with it.
Brilliant. have you heard of the band Rust?
Yeah, love Rust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put you guys in the same category. Like, you're both, I don't know. It just, when I was listening to your stuff and watching your stuff, I was thinking, oh my God, like this is the twin brother of Russ. Like these guys are just
Gary
fucking.
and I have very similar hairstyles.
Yeah, you do.
He's got a
You
bit more
do.
hair than me, though.
Rust
Yeah.
or Rush?
No, Rust. No.
Yeah.
No,
No,
they're-
so,
they're-
Very white kimono if you want.
no, great Aussie band, Rust. Yeah, we follow them on Facebook. We'd love to do a show with them down the track. I'm actually going into Melbourne to see them support Cockney Rejects in February next year. So yeah,
that's going to be brilliant.
yeah,
yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, they're a great band,
Yeah.
Cockney Rejects.
And I can't believe this is not about them, but I can't believe that they're not on the Exploited bill.
Oh, right.
I really thought, because the Exploited are coming over, I really thought that they'd be on the bill, but maybe you guys might get it.
No, look, we put a bit of interest into. Look, promoters are funny. Like they've got what I've noticed. They've got bands that they go to for those, whatever genre it is. They've got their go-to bands. Stiff Little Fingers always have. I've seen them a few times in Melbourne and Adelaide, and they've always got pretty much the same band supporting them. So whether it's just laziness on the promoter's behalf, or there's not enough bands putting their name forward, I don't know. But yeah, we'd love to get on a bill like that. There is some Chaotic Discord from the UK. They're coming out.
Yeah,
with
Chaotic Discord, brilliant.
Yeah. So you know, we can't really talk about that yet, but I know Jason Bastard from Bastard Squad. We've been talking with him about playing on that bill in Melbourne. So
Oh, excellent.
yeah, should be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when I got up this morning, I thought, fuck, I don't even know where these guys are from. Because I thought, oh my God, if they're in Queensland, I'm an hour ahead. Like it was one big mind fuck. And then I couldn't get onto my producer to get the link, and it was just like, oh, fucking. But yeah, I'm glad the whole thing happened. This has been great.
Yeah, no, we're down on the Great Ocean Road. So
yeah, he's in which is a big area, Gippsland. My producer, he's a Gippsland man. He's actually an ex Seppo. He's from America. He was a sound man for a lot of the big hair rock bands, like like Bon Jovi and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, about the album, like it's probably, and I'm not pissing in your pocket, it's probably one of the best things I've heard this year. That I've heard. I was totally stoked with that, and I couldn't believe that I hadn't heard of you guys before. Like, I'm thinking, fuck, man, like you've obviously been playing for a long time. Like you're just so tight and everything.
We've only really been playing fully for about a year, Matt. So we were jamming for about 5 years, me, Benny and Shane, just in here in the shed. We're jamming for about 5 years, just for a bit of fun. I've played in bands, Shane, the Benny's played in bands before. But it was more just about having a catch up on a Sunday and having a laugh. Yeah. And then after about 4 or 5 years, we thought, hang on, we're really fucking getting to the point where we probably should fine tune it a bit. And then a few of us knew Shane here was mates anyway. He expressed an interest, and we said, why don't we get you in, see how it goes? And within a couple of months, it was gelling. Yeah. Like a year later.
The first time that Steno came in and sang, it was like, oh crap, this works. This fits.
Yeah.
Which is but it's, I say to a lot of people, I find it a little bit weird because the hobby has become a thing. And it was, I don't know whether I don't think we set out for it to be a thing.
We just set out for fun, just for catch up on a Sunday.
But it's happened so quickly and so fastly. And I still having a bit of issue with compliments because it's online. Yeah, it's weird, like, people that I don't know that come up and go, oh geez, I heard it on Spotify, or I heard it here, or and it's really good, and your solos are this, and oh, your bass player, what's that noise on his? And you're sort of like, oh, okay. So, but my running joke at the moment is that because it's the common thing here. Oh, I thought you'd be shit, but you guys are really good. So we're the best shit band you've ever heard, and I'll take it for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Is
It's
there
funny,
any?
oh, you go, Matt. Sorry, mate.
No, you're right. Is there any songs that didn't make it on the album?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, heaps.
heaps.
We're about the same amount again, another half a dozen.
Yeah, we've got. It's funny. It's funny when you kind of have an idea of what will be your, I don't know, your more popular songs. And it's funny when people give you that feedback and go, oh, been listening to media, cannot get that song out of my head. And we kind of go, oh. And then War, like in the UK, the first song he played off our EP was War. And it's a powerful song as well. But we kind of, if you had to say to us, all right, what's going to be the two most popular songs, we would have said Stand My Ground and We Are Not. And all of them are pretty well equal. You know, that we've got so many people saying to us, no, that's my favourite, that's my favourite. So that's a really, really good compliment that we don't really have a weak track on that EP. We've got one song, or we've got about six, like Al said, 6 other songs, but we played at a festival called Do the Pop with a lot of cool bands, Civic, the New Christs, some stoner rock bands about a month ago. And it was funny, after we did our set, we came down, we started selling some merch, and we had some female, and our demographics generally, your middle-aged men, which is fair enough. But we actually had some young females come down and buy some merch, and out of curiosity, we said to them, what was the song that you liked the most? And they said, oh, Dirty Monarch. And that's one of the songs that we never chose out of that 6. And, you know, like, so we believe we've got some really good, really solid material that we could go and do an album now, Matt, and we'd be confident to put it out.
Yeah.
We've just got to get the money behind us to do it.
Yeah.
You know, King Charles might ask us to come and sing that for Andy for his birthday. That'd be a pisser.
Yeah, it was quite a good song, that one. It was about Prince Andrew and his escapades with Jeffrey Epstein, and we put some lyrics to it, and there's a bit of humour in that one as well. It's a bit like We Are Not. You know, it's a bit of it's got some lines in it that'll give you a smile.
Yeah. I found that a lot this year with a lot of bands bringing out some stuff. A lot of songs coming out have been about Hillsong, like about any-religion. A lot about you know, like with the fuck, because I don't know if you remember when the lockdown happened and everything, and as it was easing off, there was a few festivals that were ready to come out, and the government said, no, we can't have that many people in. Yet the Hillsong thing was allowed to go on, which was triple the amount of people.
Yeah.
No masks, you know, and it was like religion took what? Have you been, mate, about writing, or was it good? Sorry, mate, my son just got back.
It's all right.
Riding his bike. How was it?
I need a motorbike.
You're not injured, so that's okay.
I hurt my eyes. My eyes.
Your eyes hurt?
Yeah, because Saxon sprayed me on his 250.
I'm in the middle of an interview. I'll talk to you in a minute. And then he goes like that. He gave me a fucking asshole.
Good boy.
That's like, you bang on with the religion, mate, and that's one true God. I'll put the lyrics for that. And to me, it's like, you know, none of us are green, you know, we're all sort of like, you know, 40s, 50s, we've all been around. And that song to me is just about the hypocrisy of not just one religion, but all of them. But if you listen to sort of chorus, the main premise is like, you know, with priests and that, it's okay to fucking, you know, rape all these kids and do all that shit. As long as you say your Hail Marys afterwards, it's fucking forgiven.
Yeah.
And it's that bullshit, that bullshit that like annoys the average person in the street that isn't religious.
Yes, definitely. and that there are actually, I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's actually a couple of punk bands out there that are religious.
Oh, yeah.
And even there, like I can't remember the name, but even they're having a go at religion at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
A lot of these bands
yeah.
that are of a religious persuasion, you get to a point when you're in the church where you start seeing the cracks in the pavement. And then once you start seeing those cracks, it's hard to go back. And I've known a few bands that have been Christian or Catholic, and they have found their own path because they've, after a while, realised that that particular church they're associated with are taking the bits out of the book that suit their needs. And then we're human beings. This is what we do. We take what we like and we discard the rest. And I think we call that a cult these days.
Yeah.
Scotty Morrison up the front there praising Jesus. Good on you, Scotty.
Definitely. No, definitely. So in the studio, was there any no, I want that differently, or did you all just fall into sync?
Yeah, we did. It was mostly recorded in one take each song. We had a couple of false starts, but we were done in 3 hours, basically. We got there at 9:30. By the time we set up, it was 10:30. We had an hour break for lunch at about 12. We packed up at 2:30.
We just don't really argue anymore.
No, the three lads, they threaten to beat me up all the time. That keeps me in line.
Well, hey, the Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables, that was done in 2 takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
Like they went in the studio and they did the whole album, and I think twice, I'm pretty sure, because I saw the documentary, I think twice they stopped and had to redo a song.
Yeah.
And I think that's that especially in the punk genre, that's the way it should be, in your face, raw.
That's it. You need that live energy is behind it, because without that energy, it takes away half of what the music's all about.
Well, out of the punk genre, Black Sabbath's first album, that was 6 hours to record that whole first album. So,
Wow.
you know, if you're a band and you know each other and you're in sync with each other, you can go in and knock something incredible out in a very small period of time.
For sure.
And you know.
Yeah, look, and we've practiced a lot, Matt. Like it's probably in the last 6 months in particular, between gigs, practicing, and practicing new material. You know, it's pretty much been every weekend. And yeah, look, you know, it's funny, when we were at the festival
Mom said,
month ago.
I can keep my motorbike out.
Yeah, sorry, mate. When we were at the festival a month ago, I was trying to free up some space on my phone because it was all full of shit. And when I was doing that, I found a video, and I actually turned to the boys and said, you know, we've actually been together as a foursome 12 months, 2 days prior, I think it was. No, it was 28th of October. That was our first ever jam. And I sat there and I watched that video and thought, oh, that's fucking terrible. More so on my behalf. But like, honestly, Matt, it's been a whirlwind. I can't speak highly enough of these 3 guys. In the last 12 months, we've gone from a band that's pretty much just got together to having enough material to play a live show, headline a live show. We're getting festival offers. We're getting, you know, we've got an EP out. We're getting really good reviews. We're getting played overseas. You know, I don't think many bands in 12 months could hang their hat on what we've done in 12 months. So, you know, we want to try and keep that momentum going and get more material out to keep the punters happy. So,
but what's important to note there too is most of this is not by design. No. It just happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we purposely said, right, we've got these goals we need to do within 12 months. It just sort of happened. It was, you know, like being caught in a tornado and thrown out the other end, and suddenly, in the words of Sally, do you really like me? You like me.
Well, I think in especially the punk genre, there's no room for laziness.
No.
Not at all.
No.
You've got to go full force straight into it. You know, well, like you got Spotify, you're getting what 0.0005 of a cent
Yeah.
per fucking view. You know what I mean? Like in this genre, it's hard. It's hard to make a living of doing what you guys are doing, and it's something that we all love, but you know, you've all got to have day jobs. You've all got
Yeah,
to.
No, you're not making
Yeah.
a living off this. You're playing the music because you love the music and you love playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, you know, that's why we've all got jobs. You
Yeah.
can't maintain it otherwise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me a bit
It's
more about.
fuck our motto up, Matt, because at the end of the day, our motto is we're not a famous band. So, you know, we don't want to become famous because what do we do with our motto then? Is we've got to come up with something new.
Yeah.
We were once not a famous band, but are now.
Artists formerly known as we were not a famous band.
Oh,
Hand me
yeah.
my Liberace jacket.
That's so true.
Nah, look, mate, we love it. It's just a passion, and we just want the biggest thrill we get is when, you know, we get that feedback, even though the boys are right. It's still kind of hard to hear because we're so new and not used to it. Like, it's very flattering and very humbling. But yeah, like the biggest kick I know, speaking for myself, standing up on stage, looking at people, you know, getting into our music, having smiles on their faces, bobbing their heads, getting up and having a dance, mate, that makes me, you know, really happy.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
we played that last festival about a month ago. I was sat right up at the back on the drums, sort of, you know, on an elevated platform as well, so you can see right across all the crowd. And when you see people like smiling and nodding, just getting into it, it just gives you that extra energy to play even fucking harder.
Yeah.
And after the gig, I was talking to a couple of blokes there, and one of them just said, not being funny, mate, he said, could you have fucking hit them drums any harder? That's the feedback. I love that shit, mate.
Yeah.
And I, as the guitarist, I used to get the people who come and go, well, we can tell you're the metalhead. It's like, yep.
Yeah. And after doing a gig like that, that's when the masturbation thing comes back into it.
Oh, she says no all the time. What else am I going to bloody do?
You know she's going to watch this, Benny.
Well, she just came and handed me my guitar strap, and I just repeated to her what you said earlier about milk going back bad. And she just looks at me and she goes, well, you're fucked then. She said, looks like you're going to be yogurt by the end of the day. What are you going to do with that? You know,
Hey.
I love that woman.
So anyway, guys, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
mate.
Can't wait for February till we actually do the interview.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll get deeper and deeper into Convict Class. But so we can put this out, we're keeping it short. We can get out straight away. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks,
Jack.
Matt.
Thank you
Pleasure,
very
mate.
much.
Talk to you
Appreciate it.
soon.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
mate.